And we should be live. Let me go ahead and check. Says we're live, but are we actually live? The answer is yes, we are in fact live. Awesome.
All right.
Hello everyone, Ace here. Welcome to today's live stream. I'm joined today with returning guests Orososium and Alpharius.
Hello everyone.
Howdy.
Welcome to the stream, Oros and Alpharius. And today we are back with some more Star Wars The High Republic Fear of the Jedi, issue number 4 today. This is out of 5 different issues, so we are nearing the end of this particular comic book series, fortunately. And this also means we are nearing the end of the High Republic in general.
That will be a happy day.
Amen.
Yes, it will. The bad news is we've also just gotten a brand new manga, so we'll have to read through that at some point. And it's 150 pages.
I don't volunteer for this.
Because of course there's going to be more High Republic that we have to endure before we finally get to the end. But we are nearing the end, so.
Let it die.
Paul Schlock says Disney Jedi are to be feared by all. Correct. Lightning Cavalier says, oh boy, I can't wait to see what happened that Stormwall. Sir, you've been in a coma for a while. Ah, well, at least the Stormwall is still there. Paul Schlock says, oh no, Star Wars is going hentai.
Only if there'll be nameless in that series.
I don't think so, mostly because that will mean war with Japan at this point.
Yeah, Disney doesn't have the balls.
Laughing Cavalier says, everyone will do the yub Ewok dance when High Republic ends. Yes.
I mean, it is better than this.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Nightmare over Eriadu, rated T for teen.
With the T for Tron, you mean?
The High Republic, Fear of the Jedi, Chapter 4, The Nightmare Fleet. As the Battle of Eriadu rages on the planet below, Jedi Marshal Keeve Trennis and the Republic's Stormwall Defense Fleet attempt to hold back Nihil reinforcements from joining the fight. But strange things are happening. On the Tempest Breaker, former Guardian of the Wills, Taysirk is attacked by the ghost of the long-dead love of his life, Vildar Mak. While the Jedi faced their greatest challenge, the Nihil Armada hasn't come alone. Giant Wing Nameless fly alongside the storm ships, ready to tear Keeve's fleet apart. Oh, yes.
Oh.
So, for those who missed the end of the last issue, I need to show you how stupid this is. So, issue 3, page 23, just winged Nameless, flapping their wings in the middle of space to fly.
Yes, I missed the stream last week, but I did watch it afterwards, and I have many words that I cannot use in YouTube. Because, my guy, this is not how space works.
No.
God.
This isn't even that's not how the Force works. That's not how space works.
And yes, let me say that there are creatures in space in Star Wars, but they are born and live in space. The Nameless do not.
Correct.
I think.
In fact, the Nameless, in one of the previous issues we found, are very much susceptible to dying in the vacuum of space.
Which makes this even worse, because I remember that comic.
I do too.
Why? Oh.
And yes, I know that they have a supposed expert and biologist that may have tampered with the Nameless, but I don't give this comic that much credit and the writers even less.
Yes.
No, Uros. These three nameless are the same ones who got shot into space. They got better. That
Yeah.
obviously has to be what it is.
Sure, I believe you. Cough, cough.
All right.
Oh.
Eric Rayner says, hello there. What is this eye brain cancer? This is the High Republic, the biggest thing, according to Disney, that is Star Wars related since the sequels. Laughing Cavalier says, what the hell even is that? Eric says, Cthulhu, why? Laughing Cavalier says, I missed one stream and this happens. The hell? Eric says, absolute zero imagination in Disney Star Wars. Correct.
That's right.
Cavalier says, Zack Snyder's Rebel Moon makes more sense than this. Paul Schluck says, can't wait for Rebel Moon 3. Rebel Moon 3, the quest for more grain, now with more slow-mo.
The entire movie is just repetitive clips. It's the same clip for over 6 hours of them just harvesting grain in slow motion. Then the plot happens in like the last 30 minutes. Who cares?
Paul Schluck says, we get to watch grain grow in slow-mo. Eric says, somehow the Nameless appeared. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's not the dumbest plot twist we've seen so far. So it still isn't topping somehow the storm wall fell.
Oh yeah.
Because why would we know? That's not something that the viewer, suppose fans that there are none, would like to know. Important information here.
Yeah, you can just do that off screen and explain it later. Actually.
Yeah, it's like saying the Rebel Alliance has destroyed the Death Star. How? I don't know.
Yeah, it's like episode 4 ending with somehow the Death Star blew up. That's exactly what it is.
Oh my god, I know what happened now. I know it has to have happened. They just said, okay, to do this plot point, we need the storm wall down. Well, we can just shut it down now and we'll explain it later.
Oh, we are still waiting.
Yeah, we're still waiting.
Mm-hmm.
Paul Schluck says, it was the will of the Force that Cthulhu appeared at the end. God damn it. This comic is giving us so many memes for how atrocious it is.
Amen.
And it is just the first page. No, wait, we haven't started in the last one. We are looking at the previews. Oh my fuck.
Oh no.
Harold Bredsdorf says, have we already asked why they use wings to fly in outer space? Yes, we have.
The answer is not going to come.
There is no answer.
Laughing Cavalier says, episode 4 ends with that robot chicken sketch where Vader phones Palpatine to tell him the star blew up. Yeah, pretty much.
That's just Marky on Row right now. Oh!
Eric says, ace props to you for reading my name correctly first try. I might say you aced it. I'll see myself up. Alright. No, don't leave me. Alright.
Ace, let me tell you that before beginning, I want to quit already. Because this is going to be so fucking horrible.
Speaking of people who want to quit, or probably should quit, let's talk about the people that actually had to read this plot of this comic before it became publicly available. So we've got the writer, Kevin Scott, naturally. We've got the letterer, so that's 2 people. We then have Danny Kazim and Drew Bogardner, which are editors, so 3 and 4. Senior editor, 5. And editor-in-chief, 6. And then for Lucasfilm, we have a senior editor, 7. And associate editor, 8. And then the Lucasfilm story group for 9, 10, 11. So 11 people had to read the plot of this comic before it became publicly available. Keep that in mind whenever you read one of these.
Yeah, 11's just the average now. What was the highest we've hit yet? 15? 13?
I think 14, I remember.
Maybe 14, but I think it was 13.
Okay.
But still, every time I say the same thing, I don't know how they have so many people, and this is such shit every time. Without fault.
You see, Earls, there's a simple explanation. This is just a free paycheck to them, and they don't care.
Oh no, I know that is the easy and most logical conclusion. It just buffers the mind.
So, SCP
Yeah.
says, it's because the wings look cool and give them more room to paint flames. They go faster.
Of
I hate
course.
the
Of
fact
course.
that warp logic is now essentially workable in the High Republic, but we are definitely there. Laughing Cavalier says, if the space whales from Ahsoka show up, I will have a stroke. Eric says, I see the massive issue in the people who work on this. They have women working on this. Paul
And we got
says,
Paul.
asks, can Ace raise his volume a bit? Let me see if there is something going. Yes, there is. Once again, my volume has lowered itself for absolutely no explicable reason. There we go. I should sound much louder now.
Yeah, I
Excellent.
mean, I could hear you perfectly fine, but I suppose you get betrayed by everything at this point.
Eric is, yep, alright. So, also, I love the fact that they're celebrating the Fourth Awakens 10th anniversary. Just to remind everyone how long this pain and suffering has started.
God.
They want us to remember better times before all of this bullshit.
Yeah.
They're whispering how good things used to be before they did on with it.
Well,
Harold
at
says,
least this is ending soon, I hope.
yeah. Harold says they had women working on it. Brave of you to assume their gender. Movie started the downfall. Alright, now we get to actually get into the stupidity that is the comic itself, shall we?
Yeah. Let's see where this goes.
So who shall we have to voice who?
I guess you can voice one of you can voice the Admiral. I'll voice
Uh,
Lorna because my voice probably is best suited for her at this time.
Fair enough.
I
I'll voice the
can-
Admiral, I guess.
Yeah, go ahead.
Marshal, Keeve, we need to do something, please.
Yes,
I don't-
are you seeing this?
Are you kidding? It's kind of hard to ignore, Lana.
Good. Glad it's just me. So next question.
What the hell are we going to do?
You read my mind, Skier.
What can we do? After everything we've endured since the great disaster, everything the galaxy has suffered. Maybe
Wait,
this is how it ends. And how the fuck is they that big?
they turned
Deep
them into kaiju? Why?
Apparently.
Wait. I need to go back to the previous comic for a second.
I mean, it's not like their entire thing was using psychic attacks to defeat the Jedi, where they were completely undefensible. I mean, how could being a giant mass in the middle of space stop you from being stealthy and being able to psychically attack them?
I mean, yeah, the previous issue, either the Nihil ships in the background are fucking massive, or these Nihil aren't actually that big.
Or the illustrators just suck at scale.
Yes.
Well, that's true, but I just want to, now that I look at it, remind everyone that apparently these fuckers came out from nowhere and took them by surprise. I don't know you, but I think any fucking scanner in space will pick this mass
Oh, yes.
from afar.
Mm-hmm.
Other than yes, the nameless until now were small, well, tiger size more or less, ambush predator designed to eat the force. How the fuck is this a thing? How is it alive? You know what? I am not going to ask more questions. I give up.
That was fast.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sure it's only going to get stupider somehow.
That will not surprise me.
Did you speak your next line, Rose?
Which? Maybe this is how it ends.
Scritch. The viewport.
Okay.
Everybody down!
Danger of rapid decompression imminent.
One way to die horribly at a time, Sibaba.
The force is with us. The force is with us. The force is.
Okay, so not as dead as I thought.
Danger of the compression hard. Something must have put the breach.
You don't say.
But what? How?
How do you think, Real? Keep Trenis.
Velko, raise a containment field to seal the hull. I won't be able to hold it for long. Yeah, why wouldn't you have done that before?
I'm surprised it's not like an automated protocol.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone is fucking incompetent in this universe.
Yeah.
Even the droids, apparently.
But how can she hold it at all? I thought the Nameless blocked attempts to manipulate the Force.
Always asking questions, even now.
What can I say? I'm a journalist.
It
But I'm
was a
here.
fucking my
Oh, so
question.
that's it off. Stop asking questions. Okay.
Stop poking holes into my plot.
This is ass.
It is literally the only question. Is this a nameless? Yes, it is huge. How the fuck are you using the force then? Fuck you. That is how.
Maybe they traded off their force siphon abilities for the size and the wings. Maybe that's what happened.
Except,
Yeah,
no, they're already...
I'm breathing in space.
Except we already saw in the last issue that the Jedi were still feeling the effects of the Nameless anyways. If anything, it's actually worse now.
Oh, cool. Fuck. I don't...
Nico says, how to tell if this is a proper
just
Lovecraft...
Gets dumber.
Nico says, how to tell if it's a proper Lovecraft monsters. There's an explosive increase of the N-word. Oh no. Paul Schluck says, somehow Lovecraft's cat returned. Harold says Cthulhu have ninja powers to hide, apparently. Eric says she dead if the tentacle breached the hull, she dead. Bullcrap. Nico, I couldn't even see what that is. Eric says Deus Ex Force Machina. Laughing Cavalier says silence, journalist.
Yeah.
To be fair, I get the feeling behind silence, journalist, considering journalists like Anna Valens exist.
But this one's got a point.
Yeah.
But this one does actually have a point. Nico says, Trennis, get in the damn lesbian. Oh no.
No.
We're getting the Genesis Evangelion references in the worst possible way now.
Oh yes.
Well,
I suppose that means that the giant Cthulhu here is secretly an angel all along. Exactly.
That means it's God's will to destroy the Jedi, which I completely agree with, for one.
Just as the Dead Sea Scrolls predicted.
Yeah, I was going to say, if this guy kills every Jedi in this ship, he's going to be my angel. But fear not, everyone will survive.
Please, not everyone.
It's the law of the High Republic, unfortunately. Except for the characters who die off screen of old age, apparently.
Or the Great Sad.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
The
great sad.
Again, the sheer fact that a Jedi Master died from a heart attack from the Great Sad.
That was Padme's job. Come on!
At least Padme wasn't a Jedi.
Right? People who are supposed to be basically monks in complete control of their own feelings and thoughts and actions.
That is not canon anymore.
Okay.
Alpharius,
Alright.
I think it is still your turn, and I want this dead and gone.
Yes.
Amen. And Keeve is a Jedi. One of the best I've ever known. We have to believe they can save us, real, because if we don't, we've already lost. Should I voice this guy too, or?
Yeah, if you want.
Okay.
By the light, Master Skier. How are we supposed to fight a nameless that big? Master Skier? Master Skier, can you hear me?
I hear you, Jedi Jock.
Saber's grace, he's gone. They're all gone.
We are right here, Aidan.
Wait.
You are not alone. It is the nameless clothing your perception, playing with your mind. With all our minds. Orbalins. Do any of you have eyes on the Jedi Jock?
I'm afraid I am struggling to focus, Master Skier. Whether it's the nameless or the effect of my separating myself so many times, maybe Keeve was correct. Perhaps this wasn't the right time for an... Oh no. Please, stars, no!
Orbalin.
One of them has me, Skier! It has my vector! Force, save me! Save me!
Orbalin. Activist, respond!
It appears I have lost another part of myself, Skier. Finding it harder to pull myself together.
Yellow, Master Orbalin has been incapacitated.
I think that's still your character.
Yep.
No, I think it is the kid.
No, it's yours because he has 3 S's.
Oh, yes, okay. I am engaged with the heel on the far side of the battle. I need you to recover him. Return the archivist vector to the chaos.
Yes, of course! I see him! Master Oh. Wait, are there always 2 S's there, or is that just yours?
Yeah, there's always 2 S's for Skier.
Okay. I see him! Master Skier! His vector's drifting! How should I get him back to the long beam? Focus on the force, Aldane. Oh, that one's yours, I think.
Yeah. Focus on the force, Aitan. The force will provide.
It should be simple enough. Guide his vector to the hangar bay. Only... How can I with that creature there? It's impossible! Yeah.
So much complaining, so little doing.
So very High Republic Jedi.
Right? I have never seen a more whiny Jedi in my life.
Harold says, have depression now killed more Jedi than the Sith? Probably.
Yes.
Eric says, this is a guy who looks like a butch lesbian, and I'm shocked there is a white male. Well, with High Republic, you can never really tell, can you?
You're right.
You could
Still
argue they're one and the same at this point.
He has half of Anakin's design features and only half of his confidence.
Nico says, I can't tell you that. It's so private. Anyways, Lovecraft, how's your cat life? Half Gambler says, I'm half expecting Ronald McDonald to be piloting one of those ships at this point. We kind of already had that. But...
Yeah, more or less. Ah, God, this is fucking horrible.
Eric says, what is the point of the flubber alien dividing if he becomes useless once part of him dies?
It's like the third or fourth, ain't it?
Yeah.
See, it was kind of worth it, I guess. That's like one of the least logically inconsistent things in this comic.
Nico says, OMG, colored hair and scar over one eye. Total OC, do not steal. Yeah.
Literally.
Paul Schluck says he has gay Anakin cosplay on.
I mean, considering everything on the High Republic is just fan fiction, not surprised.
Alright, let's continue the madness. Creature? What in Hitongana's name is the pup talking about?
Mr. Lord, we are taking a powder.
You think I don't know that, Q4? How are repairs going, Quinn? We need that thruster.
We're doing our best, and it would be a lot easier if Scooter T were here.
You mean they're not? Cirque, this is the person who is going to tear you apart with her bare teeth speaking. Oh wait, no. Cirque, this is the person who is going to tear you apart with her bare teeth speaking. You need to get your beardy butt to the circuitry bays now.
Do I voice the other guy?
I guess I'll voice the dead guy.
Okay, go ahead.
Good to see you haven't lost your touch, T, my dear. Dear husband. Still letting people down?
Please stop.
Why? It's only what you deserve, little thief.
Thief, yes. You're right. I took the hand of Cerberus from the archives after you died. And I didn't stop there. Here's the lightsaber I stole from you. It was easy breaking into your crypt to steal the lightsaber right from your cold dead hands, wasn't it?
Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
What is that?
Don't you know, dear husband, shouldn't a Jedi recognize her own saber? Lorna, if you can hear this, tell me, is anything strange going on up there? Strange? Like what, Cyric? Also, these characters got married, which...
Go figure.
I guess why not?
Behold, the first gay marriage. I digress.
I was going to say that the Jedi remain a Jedi, but since it is allowed here for some fucking reason. Okay, let's continue.
Who's speaking?
I guess that's my character here. The gays electric appearing out of nowhere to ram headfirst into the Gios. It's not just strange, it's impossible. Markion Rowe never leads the attack. Oh, not when there are others willing and able to die in his name. Oh, wait, no, that's still... Not when there are others willing and able to die in his name. Wait, did she say the gays are electric?
1 minute, Keeve. We've almost got that energy field. Come on, Zibaba, work with me here.
The fear. You can feel the fear, can't you, Commander? I'll consume it. Absolute.
Yeah, I've got you, Valko. Rerouting the power to the field generators.
Making yourself part of the story, Rio?
I've been a part of this story since Velo. Can't see that changing anytime soon. Energy field activated. Vroom. And holding. Thank Druck.
You did it. You did it, Keeve. You can stand down.
Nico says, Latina, what does the scouter say about her gay level?
Oh, that's good. That's good.
It looks like it's over 9,000 to me.
Most likely.
God.
Says, meanwhile, Cthulhu is just chilling. Siege says, Gaze Electric.
You're right. He could just be poking more holes in the ship as we speak.
I mean, there are at least 1 or 2 Jedi on board. It wants to feed, I think. You know what? I say we're not going to make any more questions because this is a futile endeavor. So
You're
let's
right.
ignore it.
Yeah. How far are we through this? I think we're not too far off to the end, so that's good.
And let me say that if the big bad guy that has done nothing for a few comics now is going to appear here, it is going to be very hard to explain. Not that we are going to get any explanations.
Well, I think we're getting
Right.
an explanation soon here.
We better.
On
That
something.
will be a surprise.
Let's see. Well, yeah, let's go ahead and continue the madness. Not yet. Tell me again what you're seeing, Lorna. The gaze. Why? What are you seeing, Trinus? What I fear the most, that's the strangest thing of all. Yes, I'm scared more than I've ever been, but I can still use the Force. I shouldn't be able to, not with the Nameless, the size of a pergril on the hull. If that's truly what's out there, you're seeing a Nameless, your deepest, darkest fear. Me too, which is hardly surprising. I've seen those things in action too, many times. But reports are coming in from every ship in the fleet. Reports of every horror imaginable. Colossus, Wops, Exogorths, Sumavaramath. Long dead lovers. Keeve, none of this is real. Tay's right, Trinus. This is exactly like Naboo. We're all seeing what we fear the most. Although, for the record, I do not fear Markion Bloody Row. Could it be the Child of the Storm?
Atar.
She was locked in a device on Naboo, a machine that boosted her Force-given abilities, trapping us all in fearscapes. If they found a way to broaden that range... Sababa, you were a Child of the Storm. If Hitara is hiding somewhere in the Nihil fleet...
Then I will know. We are forever linked, thanks to Baron Bulan's experiments. One big unhappy. There, I see here, Keeve.
Where?
There is no way to be sure, but she's suckered in an engine of her own design. The pain, it is intolerable. Tearing her apart, she will not survive.
I should be glad. Sarek, I should dance on her grave for putting me through this, for making me see him. Who are you seeing down there, Sarek? Someone I let down a long time ago. Someone who tried to teach me the truth about the Hand. About me. I kidded myself I could control the wretched thing, to help those who couldn't help themselves, when all I was trying to do was fill the gaping void within my heart, where he used to be. I'm sorry, my love, and I hope you forgive me, wherever you are. What is that face?
I
Who
Not
knows?
sure.
The face on the left. Look at how disfigured it looks.
He got more force lightning redirected back at him than Palpatine.
And the worst part is that I think they tried here.
I think you're right. They did try here.
Oh my god, you're right.
Which makes this but sad, funny, and disgusting. Nice combo.
Uh-huh. Paul Schlock says, Eric, that's how you know she's a strong woman. Does the Twi'lek have a septum? I hate this. Oh, yes, she does.
Mm-hmm.
Cavalier says he fears his gay lover. Eric says, haha, gay guys having a sword fight. So clever, Disney writers.
Absolute cinema, clearly.
Siege says her arm looks weird. Why? Nico says, why is Purple Marks having a gay off with a zombie? So instead of hungry Santa, we have gay Santa here.
Oh my god!
Oh god.
Guys, go back to the last page, page 18.
Okay, let's see what we're looking for.
Look at her hands.
Oh my
They are
god!
working together. What the fuck?
The other hand, the fingers are extending so far. Holy shit.
You know, for once...
there is no excuse here.
No, there's not.
No.
This is a single frame page. This should be
Yeah,
extremely well done, but it's not. It's horrifically done.
Maybe they thought their usual style of horrifically terrifying melting hands would actually fit this time.
She
By
says,
him, but
she says the truth about the hand filling the void. Wow, this is really gay. Yes, it is. I love how his gay lover also just grabs a hold of the lightsaber.
Yeah. I mean, it is just an illusion, so...
Yeah, but not really doing the gay guys having a sword fight any favors on the innuendos there.
Oh,
no.
Jesus Christ.
Eric says, oh, someone just grabbing a lightsaber by the blade. That's how little damage they make in Disney, Star Wars. Yep. She says it's all gay. Dream or some nonsense called it. Lava Cavalier says she has webbed hands like a frog. Paul Schluck says, did AI mess that up?
No, I think
we
AI
have to
would have
seriously
drawn more
wonder if
hands.
it was AI or actually drawn by a human being. You'd know you fucked up.
I mean, this is not to praise AI, but I think that it will do a better job than this.
I unironically agree.
Absolutely.
AI would actually do a better job now that I think about it.
And I would probably have more soul than the actual artist drawing this stuff.
Eric says 1 foot square, 1 foot pointy. Let's go back to the image. Yep. Yes. Correct. Harold says
Oh
he's
my
wearing
God.
a false beard. It's all over his mouth like they pasted on a beard afterwards. Eric says such shit art. Correct. But it's nowhere near as bad as some of the absolute worst art we've seen out of the High Republic. But just...
Yeah.
This is par for the course.
I mean, I will even call this one an improvement, which is very fucking sad.
Yeah. Sadly. Mateus says it fits. Gigolo says they trace over AI. Surely they can't be this bad, unironically, on Disney payroll. Oh, you underestimate the
I
incompetence.
find your
of
lack of
Disney.
bad faith disturbing.
Laughing Cavalier says back in 1977, this is exactly what George Lucas envisioned.
Of course!
Sure.
Paul Schluck says AI messes up hands a whole lot. Yep. Siege says the right side of the purple guy's face is borked. Wow. Correct.
Oh my god, does he have vitiligo or something?
Alright, let's
Yeah,
continue.
that is part of the supposed attack from before.
Alright, let's continue the madness. Because you're not here. Not now, not ever. They finally read the not now, not ever line correctly. Hooray!
Yeah.
Wow, it took them some fucking time.
Because it used to be now, not ever.
Oh.
There have been some horrible writing, and they have tried everything.
Alright. Speaking of horrible writing. Sarek, are you good? No, I don't think I am, Nora, but I will be one day. It only took me a full century to get from when my husband died to now, and I still haven't fully recovered, but still.
Also, did he just quote unquote kill his own droid friend?
Yeah, it looks like he has.
Well, it was an illusion. And he knew it was an illusion.
Awesome work there, dude.
Well, remember, no one dies here, not even the droid, so probably it is superficial damage. Mostly because you hit it with the fucking saber, and that kills no one.
Ay.
Alright. Tell Quinn I'm on my way. Did you hear that, Skier? The Nameless aren't real. They're an illusion generated by Hitar.
Which does raise the question.
If the Nameless aren't real...
What is destroying our ships? Our Jedi, we must look beyond our fear, focus on the Force, and the Force alone.
Yes, trust the Force, because the Force will show us. Where did Scar go? His scar's just gone.
Oh, they moved it. It's off to the side now instead of straight up and down over the eye.
What? I don't see it.
Bullshit.
No, it's not even there.
No, I do technically see it. It's just almost at the nose area.
But why?
Because consistency is for winners. And this is not a winner comic.
That is true.
I know what happened. They gave the AI the prompt about the character with a scar across his eye, and that's what the AI drew this time.
Cool.
And they filled out the scar like it was the rest of his skin, too. Because the Force will show us the truth! I see it! Master Skier! Or rather, them! Not Nameless at all! But...
Scabroids. Hundreds of scabroids.
But it can't be! What's attacking the... it's real.
Yeah, that's... I think your character's still in... Oh, wait, no, that's my character. But it can't be! Whatever is attacking the Gios is huge!
Yes, real. Yes, it is.
The
This
final
is-
boss is a giant spider.
This is
Giant
huge.
enemy
A
crab.
load of fucking crap. And you know what? At the very least, it is not a fucking huge Nameless that could not exist. Ironically, this is the best part of the comic.
Oh, good lord.
Paul Schlock says, can Cthulhu kill them already? Sadly, no, because Cthulhu is here with us in spirit only.
The real Cthulhu was the friends we made along the way.
Eric
I
says,
am
lol,
sure
no.
because it is driving me mad.
Lol, no scar. The scar is a lie. Laughing Cavalier says, if you ever see an inconsistency, always remember the Force did it. SpongeBoy me Bob. I'm a character in Star Wars. Paul Schlock says a bigger and badder enemy approaches. Eric says these droids look like 50s microwave dinners. So what's the point of this illusion that all droids are not any less scary than aliens in space? Good question, but I guess...
It was just throw their enemies off balance, I guess.
Ace, you know what just came to me as a realization?
What?
There was never any reason for these people to fear anything from the Force.
Well,
you know what that
there's
means? That it was just fear. Fear all along. Fear that they can feel because they allow them to feel anything in this universe.
yeah. Oh shit, that's probably the big plot twist. They're going to make it. This is why the Jedi have abandoned all emotions.
Do you think the comic
oh.
will be that good?
No. And even then, I think it's going to be a bullshit excuse pulled out of their ass.
Oh, no doubt about it.
But that's probably the plot twist. It's just the problem is they've already tried to explain with the old lore how they're supposedly not bullshitting us, even though they've been the entire time. So it doesn't really work when they go, okay, this is really why the Jedi abandon all sense of emotion like fear. No, you just realize you got caught in the massive fuck-off lie and lore breaks that you've been doing this whole time, and are doing your best to try to rectify that by trying to pull a Deus Ex Machina right out of your rectum at the last possible moment to try to make yourself look smarter than you actually are, Kevin Scott.
You
So
cannot fix all of this crap in just one comic. No matter how large, how long, how big, how detailed it is. This is shit. You have made it shit, and it will remain shit forever.
The only good thing I can say about this issue is at least, now we know for a fact there are no winged nameless flapping their wings in the middle of fucking space.
Yeah. Yeah, that is closure.
You know, a silver lining, the only one.
A silver lining to a problem that the comic already caused itself.
So I guess that means that this is technically an improvement over the last issue.
Yeah, yeah.
Which is something new. Usually it just gets worse and worse and worse.
Oh, I'm sure the 5th issue will blow everything else out of the water. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Most likely.
But I love that the big twist at the end of this issue is that the writer wasn't quite as fucking moronic as we thought he was.
He was only pretending to be a moron.
Well, he was only pretending to be as much of a moron.
I mean, I still have the question of why is the giant squadron not destroying the ship?
Mm-hmm.
It's a very good question.
Because it fucking stopped, and why? There is no fucking reason. It should be dismantling this ship.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it.
You know what? We are not going to get an answer in the next comic. I am used.
We are never getting an answer about this. Why the storm wall fell? Any of it. There is never going to be an answer.
Nope. Siege says, put the gay away, Jedi. Eric says, so the Jedi abandoned emotions because gay Jedi husbands had a mental breakdown. Maybe the Jedi just forbid gay marriage. Oh no. Oh no.
Oh no!
Very progressive of them.
To be fair, I don't think gay marriage was allowed in the Jedi Order at the time of the prequels, so in terms of the lore,
Well,
it's kind of like asking the prequel Jedi whatever happened to all those space Palestinians. It's one of those questions that probably is not going to get answered.
nothing happened. There was no war crime.
All right, Harold says they probably don't even understand how Jedi and fear work. It's not that Jedi I do not feel fear, but rather they do not allow fear to control them. I mean,
These Jedi are pretty shitty at that.
Oh yeah.
Paul says it seems like everyone gave up with these comics, never see any comments anymore. Correct. Like, I'm pretty sure, as I've said, even, I think it was last year, perhaps even the year before, they were down into, for some of the compilation books, compilations of the various comics, they were getting down to less than 1,000 sales total for the compilation books. Like, they were getting into 450 sales total for a Disney Star Wars compilation book.
Ooh,
Well,
boy.
now it is beyond piss poor.
She says, can't be any war crimes if there aren't any witnesses. Yes.
I mean, that is some good stealth tactics. If there are no survivors, no one can discover you.
So,
Okay,
I will say
I
this.
see.
Sorry. I will say this. The next issue's front cover actually looks good. The cover, it does, at least.
Yeah, to be honest, it is surprisingly some of the best artwork. Fuck, I can talk. That we have seen in a while, and it is still not very good, but it is okay.
It's actually, compared to most things High Republic, this front cover here actually looks surprisingly good. I will give them that.
Yeah, and on the front cover, I can actually tell it's a woman.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you think so?
And then we have the finale, issue 1. I thought the finale was supposed to be a one-and-done deal, not a full-on series. Hopefully it is just a one-and-done deal.
Please, God.
But yeah,
I don't know, man. Maybe we are going to have at least a two-parter because it is the end, quote unquote.
May it be the end of the whole High Republic.
Eric says, geez, less than 1,000. Effing Riri Williams for 2,500 sales for her first issue. Yeah, keep in mind, right? This was a year ago, and this High Republic has been on a downward trajectory ever since its very first launch. Like, the very first book did actually do okay, I guess, with 250,000 sales. Not exactly spectacular, again, considering this is this is Star Wars and Disney combined. But, you know, 250,000 or whatever isn't really anything to sneeze at. But it's been going downhill and very rapidly ever since, to, like I said, even last year they were getting 450 some sales for compilation books.
That's
yeah,
bad.
and know what? We are going to see 200 issues sold, perhaps, at best.
I'm kind of wondering if we'll ever actually see double-digit sales at any point. It would be really funny if we did.
It's getting there.
Because then the High Republic fans will be having to defend themselves by going, there are dozens of us! Dozens of us! Yes, and a significant portion of you, the dozens of you, happen to be the editing team.
And all of that can be solved with a thermal detonator.
Correct.
Amen.
So, is there anything other thoughts you guys have on this particular issue?
Well, I noticed something. On issue 3, there's exactly one comment when none of the other issues have any comments at all. Now, I clicked on the profile of that comment, and this was the first comment that account had made in, say, 12 years.
Oof.
So that makes me,
suspicious.
Yeah, just a little bit.
They're botting comments now. Oh, God, that is beautiful.
A single comment. From a 12-year-old, like, is that somebody's friend who they just got to start reviewing this stuff on the side or something? Because there's...
It will not surprise me.
Oh, God.
Well, so yeah, I think we're at a good stopping point here. There's nothing really redeeming about this comic. The only good thing I can say is that it actually addressed the flying nameless in space, but that's only because that's a problem the previous issue introduced, so...
Yes, that was solved while the fucking Stormguard is still on the air.
Eric says, bold of you, Ace to assume the editor team reads the High Republic. Yeah, fair point. At this point, that is a fair critique.
I think we made the joke, right? That those are just names, they get paid and do nothing else.
Yes.
It will not surprise me at this point.
We wouldn't.
Well, at least supposedly next week it will be the last time we have to read this mini-series.
Well, I don't know when the next issue of this is coming out, of issue 5. I know it's supposedly coming out in June, I think. Maybe July, but there's this, and then there's, of course, also the manga, which we need to still read.
Man, that is 158 odd pages. That is going to be murder.
Yes, and guess who's authoring that?
Kevin Scott?
Daniel Jose Older.
Of course it was him, because why would I say his name?
You wish it was Kevin Scott. No. Gigolo says, God bless these writers to get moved over to somewhere where their talents would be utilized properly. Yeah, never forget Kevin Scott is the genius that gave us the Warhammer Adventures series. You know, the kid-friendly Warhammer 40k stories.
Oh, God.
All right, well, I'm going to go ahead.
That is a different kind of suffering, but yeah, let's kill this, please.
Yes, let's. So, yeah, this has been Ace.
Alpharius.
Thank you once again, both of you, for being on.
Thank you for giving me the opportunity.
A pleasure as always.
And we all hope to see you again soon. Until then, take care.